Let's now go on to the phone lines to speak to the Ghana Armed Forces Command and Staff College and International Relations expert, Dr. Vladimir Antwi-Danso, to speak to us on this issue. Doc, thanks for joining us. Let me first take your reaction when you heard the news. Hello, Doc. Hello, Doc. Can you hear me? Doc, if you can hear me, I was asking your view on when you heard the news that these former terrorists are being accepted by Ghana into this country. What has been your reaction so far? Right, Dr. Antwi-Danso seemed not to hear, but as and when we get him, we'll put him on the line. So Ghana says it is ready to accept the resettlement in Accra of some refugees in response to various requests by international allies. Now, a release issued by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and Regional Integration, Hannah Sewa Tete, indicates that Ghana ends up in 2015 accepted a request from the International Criminal Tribunal to resettle two Rwandans and give them residence in Accra. We understand Dr. Vladimir Antwi-Danso is on the line. Doc, thanks for joining us. I was saying that I want to take your reaction to the news that Ghana has accepted to resettle these former terrorists in the country. What was your reaction when you heard it?
I wasn't very much surprised because I had wind of this way back last year in May. So I wrote an article about it in the Ghanaian Times, 8th May to be precise, warning our government and governments of Africa to reject them because it would have some serious implications politically, socially, economically, and especially security-wise. And so I wasn't surprised that finally our government had to cave in. It wasn't something surprising because I knew the American government was looking around to dump these people somewhere.
But let's find out what the security aspect of the whole thing is. A lot of Ghanaians are worried about the situation. I know, like you said, you've been writing on it for some time now. What do you think will be the security implication for the country?
First and foremost, terrorism is now taking on a new turn. As Hoffman would say, it's now cell-like. It's not hierarchical. They are using all the good side of globalization, using the ICT, using all the code in laundering money, narcotics, gun running, etc., and making sure that they recruit. And so if these people are really known hard criminals or hard terrorists taken away or uprooted from their places in Pakistan, Afghanistan, and places and held for close to 10 years, then these are people we need to be very careful with, and if America couldn't do with them, they couldn't try them in the U.S. When Obama even wanted to make an enclave for them, Congress kicked against it. If these are the people, then why Ghana? Why not any other place? Why Ghana? So we need to be very careful as to how we will deal with them. Are we going to hold them with our thumbs under the water and for how long? 2 years, after 2 years, if they say they wouldn't leave the country, there are no impelling laws in international law that will make us send them away. We must get the details about what the agreement is all about. Number two, if they are here and they begin to now work their way back on America, because they must be angry by now. If they want to work their way back on America, they can create cells anywhere and support those cells, etc., etc. That's my worry. Secondly, when you talk about the guys who we say are coming from Yemen, and because of the situation in Yemen, they couldn't go back. It's laughable. Why? Because Saudi Arabia is a big ally of the United States. And if these Yemenis cannot go back to Yemen, why don't you leave them with Saudi Arabia? So that again, the question is moot when you begin to think of the fact that, they can't go there, so we must take them. The Syrians whom we are taking, for example, is it only in Ghana that you have Syrian nationals who will be ready to take them? Are they relatives? There are Syrians all over the world. And why Ghana? We need to ask a lot of questions. Rwanda, yes, by the Kochacha system, I don't think Rwanda is not a livable place for people who have been tried in Arusha. And while if they don't want to go to any place, why Ghana? There are a lot of questions we need to ask.
Yes, but Doc, I find this curious. Does the fact that they've been cleared of all charges say anything or does anything to the situation at hand?
Come again, the question was not clear.
the fact that they've been cleared of all charges, nothing was found against them, change anything at all?
It doesn't change anything, absolutely. Nothing was found against them, so Ghana. That's the link. The link is what I can't make up. I mean, nothing was found against them. Fine, free them and let them go to a place they want. Why is America very anxious to find places where they think they will be safe? I mean, if you free me from the court, it's not up to you to tell me where I should go or to look for a place for me for my abode. And so if they have not been tried and therefore there are no charges against them and we have checked their background, they are not criminals, fine. But why don't you leave them to choose where they want to go? Why does the American government have to negotiate with Ghana in the first place?
Doc, has Ghana the security capacity to keep an eye on these people?
The questions are, can you repeat?
Has Ghana the capacity, the security expert, do we have them? Do we have experts to keep eyes on these people coming in?
Well, capacity, the security agencies who may have to answer that. But I think, yes, under any normal circumstance, we have the capacity. But how much does it cost us? How much does it cost us to put a nail on them wherever they go? And what kind of security would they need? My worry is what activities they would engage in beyond our eyes. You know? So capacity, yes. And what kind of capacity are we talking about? The satellite kind of organizations that we have today, no government can say, I have the capacity. Huge America was unable to put the tap on terrorists and they were able to strike America. Huge America is unable to now face ISIL or ISIS. The whole world is not able to face them. And so when you talk of capacity, it's a relative question.
Let's delve into the sub-region. Now, we know terrorist situation in sub-region is not that good at all. And what do you think the larger implication as well will be on the sub-region?
Yes, my problem is this, that when they are free, what would they do? You and I cannot answer that question. The government cannot answer that question. These are people very much hurt. There is a lot of blockade in their hearts. And if they are free, I mean, you don't know their mind. And as I said, with the use of ICT today, with the use of the internet, there is no way we're going to be able to guard them totally. I mean, that would be quite expensive. There is a possibility, but the probability of our spending all our energies on 2-3 people will be very difficult. And as I said, they can use all means to do gun running, to do narcotic, whatever trade, to engage in all kinds of activities that would inure to the benefit of terrorism, especially against America, from our soil.
Finally, Doc, before you go, there are critics who are worried about how neighboring countries around us, our neighbors around us, will see Ghana if this thing is done. Is it a worrying situation as well?
One way or the other, yes. You know, we have international organizations. We are in ECOWAS, and I thought the security concerns and the political social concerns could have been discussed with ECOWAS before we accept such a thing. And so, yes, people will look at us with some eyes, and when they are dealing with us, they've got to be very careful as to how the activities of these people would not be detrimental to their own security.
Doc, we have to thank you so much for speaking to us. He's with the Ghana Armed Forces Command Staff College, and there's an international relations expert, Dr. Vladimir Antwi-Danso, speaking to us.